Bapu, how's the atmosphere at practice? Obviously, y'all need a win.
It's great. I mean, everyone's just excited to be back. It's another day to get better, so that's always exciting.
But what do you feel like maybe y'all need to do better as a team?
Um, feel like just got to play faster. Get back to playing green, playing like us. Um, feel like during practice when the lights aren't on and pressure isn't built. It's easy to play fast and say this and that, but we just gotta do it when the lights turn on.
How would you assess the D line play to this point in the season?
Um, just gotta get better. Um, D line, we're one of the older position groups on the team, so obviously got to get a little bit more from us in all aspects.
How much do you try to shake off a loss like that one in West Virginia, or how much you kind of hold on to it to motivate you guys moving forward?
I think it's kind of 50-50. Obviously it's something you can use as a learning point, but as a turning point as well. Learn from the things that happen, but at the end of the day, what happened happened, and like I said, today's a new day to get better.
To take some steps forward from where you're at, where exactly do you need to start?
Practice for sure. I feel like that's where it all starts for everyone. How you practice, how you play, and I feel like that's something we just need to get better at. Loving practice, practicing faster. Love practicing with our teammates, being here.
Dylan is obviously a key part of the defense. What do you feel like he brings you guys?
Um, feel like he brings a confidence. He's like we like to view him as like the quarterback of our defense. He's the Mike linebacker. He's the one who's calling out everything up front. He's the one who gives us our plays. So when we're out there and he's communicating, it brings confidence. Communication breeds confidence, and he, that's what he's out there to do.
Coach said some of the issue on defense was maybe guys not trusting each other, to the left and the right. How do you get to that point? How do you get where you can trust everybody around you? That kind of thing?
Um, it's just sound repetitive, but practice. I mean, we are a young team, especially in the back end of on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, I feel like just in practice, we got to practice faster. Practice making the plays that we need made on Saturday. So I feel like we just need to put ourselves in the positions and work as a defense.
What have you seen from Kansas, just in terms of, and obviously they might have a different quarterback. I mean, I know their starter went out a couple of weeks ago, but what do you see from Kansas?
It's not the same team as last year.
Right.
And we've ran into some trouble like that throughout the season. It's going to be like that for the rest of the season. A lot of these teams that we see now aren't the same team that we seen last year. And same as us, we're not the same team that we were last year too. So definitely gonna have to make some adjustments and practice hard.
What have y'all been doing in practice to address the tackling issue?
I guess just putting ourselves in more stressful situations. You know, we've kind of started with just changing the practice schedule in general. Feels like as the season's been going on, people just been going through the motions. So when we're putting into those stressful situations in the games, and we don't know how to handle it, it's obviously something we need to address in practice. Put ourselves in those positions that we're going to be in on Saturday, not something that we're just running through just to get the period over with.
Have you been here long enough where you kind of have an appreciation for McLean, that kind of thing? I mean, playing in
Oh yeah, for sure.
playing in that stadium.
Well, I mean, just playing in general. I'm a little older now, so the games. I look at the game a little bit differently. Kind of starting to get to the point in my career where the number of guaranteed snaps is coming down. So I've just been really trying to emphasize taking in everything, the wins and the losses, the good practices and the bad practices. It's just all part of it. And I'm just glad to be here.
Touched on Dylan a little bit. What about Christian Morgan? What does he bring to the defense?
He kind of reminds me of he's another old head. You know, what I mean, especially in the back end, we don't have a lot of dudes with old heads in the back end. So I feel like he kind of reminds me of Energizer Bunny. You know, when things are going one way and you know things seem like they are, then out of nowhere, there's just something out of the ordinary, and it's just banging and bringing energy. You know, something that sticks out like a sore thumb. That's him. That's him in our defense. And he's been putting together some good days at practice, and putting together some good film on tape. So excited to see what's in store for him throughout the rest of the season.
Does Jack Fish have any new stuff coming out anytime soon?
Jack Fish is worried about Saturday in Kansas. So
Back/tight end Ben Sims.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, what do you feel like you guys got to do this week to get back on the right track?
You know, there's a lot of little things I guess that could go into it. You know, it goes back to doing simple better, being more intentional in our practices. You know, like taking everything seriously because you know the things that you do in practice show up in the game. So like really going back and looking at, you know, practice tape. It turns out that you do the exact same thing in the game. So just the intentionality of what we're doing every day.
Obviously, it didn't work out in the end, but it just seemed like there was kept bringing out some new tricks out of the bag in this last one. Just as far as offensive game planning and stuff and different plays, was that kind of fun to use some of the different plays?
Yeah, it's always fun. You know, us as an offense, we have our identity, but at the same time, like we like to have fun with what we do. So throwing in a changeup every now and again that complements our fastball is always fun.
With Blake's status kind of up in the air a little bit for this week, what's the confidence in Kyron? I mean, you know, he stepped up in a big spot on Thursday.
Kyron's got the same abilities. I mean, he like you saw in the game, he came in and didn't skip a beat. So the confidence that the offense has in Kyron is second to none. We're ready for him to play if he needs to.
It's going to sound crazy, but you're back on a normal week, you know, normal week schedule. Is there anything to that? I mean, is that just kind of getting back to the normalcy of playing on Saturday?
Okay, so it was weird last week. Every day that normally would have been that day
Right.
in a normal game week, I thought it was like Wednesday night. I thought it was a Wednesday practice on a Monday, and I kept thinking we had class or something. It was like the weirdest thing. Like my days were off by 2 the whole week.
Yeah.
So it feels good to be back on track, I guess.
Is there anything to that? Just kind of back to normal?
Yeah, just back to normal. My class schedule is pretty simple. Like I take some online classes, so it felt the same for me, but I'm sure for other guys it felt different. But it was weird having the 2-day difference in my head for a couple days.
What do you see from this Kansas team?
I mean, you see a team that's a really good team. You know, they're really good defensively. They fight hard. You know, nothing but good things to say about them.
Yeah, Apu said it's not last year's Kansas team. You have to almost remind yourself of that, or you see that on tape.
I mean, I feel like that's ever since I've been here, at least we go into, you know, Kansas historically, you know, maybe not the best team, but we tell ourselves every year that this is not the same Kansas team as it was the year before. And I think that keeps guys focused, and I think, you know, it holds a lot of truth to it. So I think going into it with the mentality that they're the best team in the Big 12 might be necessary.
You're both coming into this week with a 2-game losing streak. You're going to see that on Saturday, just by the hunger on both sides.
Are you asking if there's hunger on both sides?
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. No one likes to lose 2 straight. Losing 2 straight's obviously difficult and hard. And you start kind of looking in the mirror more and questioning things. But, you know, it's just coming back to the doing simple better and being more intentional and doing the right things. And, you know, what you do off the field is just as important as what you do on the field. And it's really about getting back on track.
They make a big deal out of homecoming here. You played in a few homecoming games. Is that a big deal for y'all at all?
Sure. Yeah. There's always so much going on around the facility. I feel like homecoming is just a thing that we get on top of everything. So, happy it's homecoming. Glad there's gonna be a lot of people here. But I guess we're still focused on football.
Ben, until Blake got hurt, did you feel like he was maybe playing some of his best football? I mean, he just seemed like he was on. I mean, really 2 games in a row that he's been really, sure with his passing and everything.
Yeah, I felt like Blake was hitting his stride, and I think that holds true for the entire offense. I feel like we're starting to put up good numbers, and we're starting to do the right things, and starting to clean up the mistakes as far as penalties and maybe some execution stuff. But yeah, Blake was playing his tail off, so props to him.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Baylor soccer.